Autoimmune diseases, immune reactions against self-antigens, that is autoimmunity, are an important cause of certain diseases in humans. Autoimmunity is an important cause of certain diseases in humans, estimated to affect at least 1 to 2% of the US population. A growing number of diseases have been attributed to autoimmunity. You can see this in table 6.6. This is the table 6.6 showing the autoimmune diseases. You can see this organ-specific autoimmune diseases on the left side and the systemic-specific autoimmune disease on the right side. Now, organ-specific autoimmune diseases are mediated by antibodies or the autoimmune hemolytic anemia, autoimmune thrombocytopenia, autoimmune atrophic gastritis of pernicious anemia, myasthenia gravis, Graves' disease, and Goodpasture syndrome. And my autoimmune diseases of systemic origin include systemic lupus erythematosus, which are mediated by these antibodies. Now the autoimmune disease which is organ specific and it is mediated by T cells include type 1 diabetes mellitus and multiple sclerosis, and autoimmune diseases which are systemic and mediated by T cells are rheumatoid arthritis, systemic sclerosis, also called as scleroderma, and the Sjogren syndrome. Now, autoimmune diseases postulated to be autoimmune and are organ specific include inflammatory bowel diseases, which includes Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, together called the inflammatory bowel diseases, and the primary biliary cirrhosis and autoimmune hepatitis, that is nothing but the chronic active hepatitis. These are organ specific. Now autoimmune diseases which are systemic are polyarteritis nodosa and inflammatory myopathies. Here star means a role for T cells has been demonstrated in these disorders, but antibodies may also be involved in tissue injury. The autoimmune diseases which are mediated by T cells in these T cells will show the major effect, but antibodies will also cause tissue injury. An autoimmune basis of these disorders is suspected, but the supporting evidence is not strong. That is, virtual inflammatory bowel diseases, primary biliary cirrhosis are suspected to be autoimmune, but supporting evidence is not strong. These disorders, and lastly, these disorders may result from excessive immune responses to commensal enteric microbes, that is autoimmunity, or a combination of the two, which is seen in the inflammatory bowel disease. In inflammatory bowel disease may result from the excessive immune responses to commensal enteric microbes, which is nothing but the or due to autoimmunity or due to combination of the two. It should be noted However, that the mere presence of autoantibodies does not indicate an autoimmune disease exists. Autoantibodies can be found in the serum of apparently normal individuals, particularly in older age groups. Furthermore, innocuous autoantibodies are sometimes produced after damage to tissues and may serve a physiologic role in the removal of tissue breakdown products. How, then, does one define pathologic autoimmunity? How does one define the pathologic autoimmunity rather than physiologic autoimmunity? Ideally, at least three requirements should be met before a disorder is categorized as truly caused by a autoimmunity. 1. The presence of immune reaction specific for some self-antigen or self-tissue. 2. Evidence that such a reaction is not secondary to tissue damage but is of primary pathogenic significance. And 3. The absence of another well-defined cause of the disease. And 3. The absence of another well-defined cause of the disease. Similarity with the experimental models of proven autoimmunity is also often used to support this mechanism in human disorders in which chronic inflammation is a prominent component are sometimes grouped under immune-mediated inflammatory disorders in which chronic inflammation is a prominent component are sometimes grouped under immune-mediated inflammatory diseases. This may be autoimmune or the immune response may be directed against normally harmless microbes such as gut commensal bacteria. The clinical manifestations of autoimmune disorders are extremely varied. On one hand are the conditions in which the immune responses are directed against a single organ or tissue, resulting in organ-specific diseases, and on the other hand are the diseases in which autoimmune reactions are against widespread antigens, resulting in systemic or generalized disease. Examples of organ-specific autoimmune diseases are type 1 diabetes mellitus. Examples of organ-specific autoimmune disease are type 1 diabetes mellitus, in which the autoreactive T cells and antibodies are specific for beta cells of the pancreatic islets. And another example is multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis in which autoreactive T cells react against central nervous system myelin. Means here our immune system is against self antigen or self tissue. In the multiple sclerosis, autoreactive T cells react against central nervous system myelin. The best example of a systemic or generalized autoimmune disease is systemic lupus erythematosus, in which a diversity of antibodies directed against DNA platelets, blood cells, and protein phospholipid complexes result in widespread lesions throughout the body. In the middle of spectrum falls in the middle of the spectrum falls Goodpasture syndrome, in which antibodies to basement membranes of lungs and kidney induce lesions in these organs. It is obvious that autoimmunity results from the loss of self-tolerance, and the question arises as to how this happens. Before we look for answers to this question, we review the mechanisms of immunologic tolerance to self-antigens. Mechanisms of immunologic tolerance to self-antigens. Why the autoimmunity exists? Due to the loss of immune self-tolerance. Right? Before this, we look at the immunologic tolerance to the self-antigens.